Welcome back to Cooking with Drunkn Buddha. It's me, Drunkn Buddha. Today we're going to be making tomato soup and grilled cheese. There's nothing that I love more on a winter day than a nice warm bowl of tomato soup. Also, it's a great excuse to have a grilled cheese as well. Let's make this. One of the reasons why I love homemade tomato soups is that they're relatively easy to make and they take very few ingredients. You're going to need a 20-ounce can of whole peeled or crushed tomatoes, chef's choice, 6 tablespoons of butter, a whole onion, a few cloves of garlic, and fresh basil. Now, if you want to punch this up a bit, make it classy, you can also add in heavy cream and fresh Parmesan cheese. In a medium saucepan, you're going to melt 6 tablespoons of butter, and while that's melting, you're going to prep your onions. You're going to top and bottom it and cut it into eighths. Place that in your pan as well. And then while your onions are sweating in the butter, you are going to mash some garlic cloves. I think I chose 4, and drop those right in. And you just let all that sweat together for a few minutes so it becomes nice and fragrant. After a few minutes, you're going to add in your can of tomatoes. You're gonna let all that come together and just get to know each other for a while. Let's let that simmer on low heat for about like 5-10 minutes. While your tomato base is simmering, optionally if you want to use Parmesan cheese, you're gonna grate about a cup of it and set it aside for later. At this point, your tomato base has been simmering for a few minutes, but it doesn't look like tomato soup yet. So this is when we make it look like tomato soup. If you have an immersion blender, you can use that. If not, any blender will do. You're gonna pour the contents of your pot into your blender, and then you're just gonna blend it until it's nice and smooth to your liking. If you like it a little bit chunky, you blend it less. If you want a more smoother tomato soup, you blend it longer. Now, I prefer my soup nice and creamy, so I blended mine for quite a while. I think about 2-3 minutes on high. It's personal preference. Now, when you're opening the blender, please be careful because it is hot and you don't want anything to, we don't want accidents to happen here. I'm just gonna pour all the contents of your blender into the saucepan and return it back to the heat. Give a nice little stir and it should be nice and creamy or smooth or chunky, whatever tomato soup is for you. And then if you want, optionally, you can add about a cup of heavy cream to your Parmesan mixture and just give that a little mix. And then we're gonna add that to our tomato soup to get a nice, creamy, decadent, and rich tomato soup. Now, after you added your heavy cream and your Parmesan mixture into the soup, you just want to give that a quick stir to make sure everything's all fully incorporated. Now that everything is all homogeneous, we're going to add in some fresh basil. And what we're also going to do is show it to the other camera that is not turned on. So now this looks awkward. You're going to take off some of the bottom end of the stem of your basil stem here, and then you just dump it into your tomato soup. And you're going to let that simmer for a bit and just become part of the tomato soup. Now, all that's left to do for your tomato soup is to wait it out. Now we can just stand here and watch this pot cook, or we could make a grilled cheese sandwich to go with our amazing tomato soup. For the grilled cheese, I'm using potato bread, and for the cheese portion of the grilled cheese, I'm using yellow American and cheddar. I want to keep it somewhat classic. And then also, if you happen to have cooked bacon on hand, you can also add bacon to your grilled cheese. It's not a grilled cheese at that point, but bacon makes everything better, right? So then we're gonna make a grilled bacon and cheese sandwich today. And I'm not gonna insult your intelligence and tell you how to cook a grilled cheese, because we all should know how to make grilled cheese. So we're just gonna make a grilled cheese the best way we can, the best way we know how. I mean, come on, look at this grilled cheese. It's delicious. It's perfect for me. Now that the tomato soup is done and your grilled cheese is done, now it's time to season the tomato soup, because that's one thing that we haven't done yet. We haven't seasoned our soup. So now will be the time where we season it to taste with some fresh kosher salt. Fucking, what is fresh kosher salt? With some regular kosher salt and some freshly ground black pepper. And you're just gonna do this until it tastes how you want it to taste. And then the soup is done. And now you just have to serve it and enjoy it. Now you can serve your tomato soup however you want. You can serve it in a bowl, a cup, a plate, whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat. I prefer to serve mine in a bowl with some bacon bits, if you got them on hand, and some basil just to give it some color and to make it look nice. Because I want to take a picture for the gram, because it didn't happen if you don't have a picture, right? That's what I've been told anyway. Now that we got that picture out the way, it is time to dig in and enjoy our hard work. I really love tomato soup. It is definitely hands down one of my favorite comfort foods to eat all year round. It's rich, it's smooth, it's decadent, it's creamy, it's amazingly great, it's easy to make, and it's the perfect excuse to have a grilled cheese sandwich as an adult, right? So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the tomato soup. Now, if you made it this far, it means you enjoy the content. Please, by all means, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get notifications, like the video, and drop a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. And y'all have a great day. Peace.